So I'm doing a recovery for a shop, and if you guys been following my channel for a while, you know I go to a lot of shops. This is one I don't go too often. They're at the low end of the body shops where all the equipment is ancient, their practice and methods are ancient. You wouldn't want to bring your car here to get repaired, and I feel sorry for the customers. It's one of those kind of shops. And I could tell they're hurting because right here, this building right behind me, they just lost this half of the building. They had to give it up because they couldn't afford it. I mean, the COVID shutdown and everything. And this is one of the type of employers that when they're hurting and there's any kind of emergency or happening, like the shutdown from what we had from the virus, he just threw all his employees away like they were trash, they were garbage, they were nothing more than used toilet paper. And now that business is opening up and picking back up, his employees won't come back and work for him. He had to get different new employees who are not familiar with his way of working, and he keeps losing them. He's hiring cheaper and cheaper employees because we all know the cheapest employee is the best employee, right? They'll do the greatest work, won't they? And some of them won't put up with his BS, and they quit as soon as they start working for him. And not a single good body man or painter or manager, anybody will work for a shop like this. They got a reputation for being very cheap and not cheap, treating employees very well. And so they will never have a good employee walk through their door because their name is so bad in the local community, in the big city of San Francisco, that nobody will come here. And you look at the equipment inside and you just turn around and walk away. If you're of any stature and you have your game down and you know what you need to do and what kind of equipment, you look at their old equipment. I mean, basically you would say this is nothing more than a toilet to flush down like a big old turd. And this is what I'm seeing in a lot of these shops who just instantly fired all their cheapest employees, or all their employees. When the shutdown came, they didn't take care of their employees. They're having a hard time finding employees to come back to them. And what they're finding is somebody with a pulse who shows up who really doesn't have that much experience, unfortunately. And it's killing a lot of shops. Well, some of them deserve to be killed, but they're just what we call the working dead. Instead of the walking dead, they're the working dead. They don't know they're dead yet because they're running a business like we used to run businesses 30 to 50 years ago. They have that mentality, and they've never picked themselves up and went to that next level of running a shop. So, and taking care of their employees. They don't take care of their employees, so once their employees found out that, the employees keep hightailing it out of there and leaving. And you know what I hear from these bosses? Oh, my employees are shit. Oh, I can't. There's no good employees. No good employees come here. Well, I'd hate to say it to them, but I usually don't. I just keep my mouth shut. I go, your reputation is so bad for having the lowest pay and the shittiest work conditioning. Nobody good in their right mind would ever even think of walking through the doors in a business like this. And now that we had this shutdown, they're complaining on how bad employees are. Well, they made it that bad for themselves. Their problem with employees is their own problem. And this is what I'm seeing with my shops that have been closing down, that they douche their employees. Now their employees are douching them and not coming back, and they're struggling. But what are they looking for? They're looking for even cheaper employees and cutting their hours and no overtime, nothing like that. And so it's just this spiral of a turd going down. When you flush a toilet and you see that little brown thing go round and round and down, this is their business model. It's a model you don't want to be in. To the race to the bottom, to be the cheapest guy at the cheapest prices, with the cheapest tools, with the cheapest employees. Everything spins around that magic word, cheap. How cheap can I get it done? Cheap, cheap, cheap. These are the maggots of our society who bring our trade down. So you guys as an employees, you need to hightail. If you're working for a boss like that, just game up, learn, educate yourself, get better, and get the hell out of Dodge and go get a better job. All right, guys, I see you. I feel sorry for your employees who are stuck in businesses like this one. And several others I go to that have been going out of business. All right, see ya.